I mean, what would you say to someone who's thinking of having kids?
I've been asked this question before. You know, and I would say if it's a man, I would say get ready to be the number two for the rest of your life. Because you're no longer going to be her focus, and you're never going to be your child's focus. um, I wouldn't say what everybody told me, which is like, get ready. It's gonna be really hard at first, and then you'll get into it, and but it changes your life. It changes your life in every way, and you can't prepare, but your whole life is gonna change. Yeah, of course, your life changes. But what they don't tell you is that um, there's nothing to sweat about, because your connection with this being that you just brought into the world is so strong that you will move mountains, right? You it changes you. It doesn't just change your life, it changes you.
It makes you stronger.
Changes your priorities, makes you stronger. It makes you want to do the best possible thing all the time. It's like I was raised Episcopalian, right? And the the Anglican view on things is very different than any, let's say, more evangelical denominations. And the Anglican view on sin, and this is just as an example, I'm not trying to preach, but just an example of what I'm talking about, is not that there's this litany of things that are no-nos that the God doesn't like and the devil likes. That's not the definition of sin. The definition of sin is anything that gets in the way of you living your life to its fullest potential and realization, right? And so you can do whatever you want. You have freedom of choice. You can be the father that wants to put work before their children. You can do it any way you please, right? Within the limits of the law. What do you want that to look like, and how is that going to square with your vision of yourself as a father, right? And so it ends up making you want to do the right thing all the time. It includes, life habits, like when you go to bed, like not drinking as much, keeping a journal, just the things that are probably going to help you live longer anyways, right?
Wow.
And
So
and so
yeah.
and it comes, for me at least, it comes at, and not to say I haven't struggled, but it comes eventually at little effort, because you want to get up in the morning to be with your child for breakfast. You don't want to miss that, right? Because it moves so fast.
But you have responsibilities. I mean, your responsibility is, raising this child and, all that. But like having work and being the lead on a series, you can't just wake up and go, you know what? I'm not working today because I want to be with my child because that's how I feel. there's, there's none of that. But
No, of
there,
course not. Of course, no, of course not. It doesn't mean that you get to shirk your responsibilities. That would actually be making you into a person that would set a bad example for your child, and it would get in the way of you providing for your child, right? But you do start thinking. Time takes on a whole new dimension. You're not just thinking of the next few weeks. You're thinking
yeah,
in terms of different scales, and so you end up trying to organize your life to the extent that you can have both,
yeah.
um, possible.
Are you more patient?
Yes, that's a big one. Uh, I'm I used to be the most impatient person, still am sometimes, and but I'm getting better at noticing when I'm turning into that jerk and shutting it down, because you can't jump to that with a child, because for the first like few years, first of all, they're not going to understand.
Right.
Um, and you, you're going to be damaging you're going to be, they're going to be relating to you from a place of fear.
Mm, I can
And
understand
that
that.
that is the worst feeling in the world, when you win something over your child and it changes their mood for the worse. It is horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. I can understand that.
So we've decided that we kind of want to raise our children by being their best friend with a good sense of where the guardrails are,
Right.
and to help make the right choices, and say, you can always talk, you can talk to us about anything.